was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on
This
display.
is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic. Got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep 'em out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me.
Awesome power of nature, hot excitement of freedom. Goes after you get struck by lightning. There's thunder.
Welcome to another episode of the Pigskin Recap with your boy Tyler, and my guest today is a fellow Eagles fan, huge Eagles fan. Welcome further to the show. Happy for you to be here. Let's get into today's action.
Let's do it.
And our first game is, in fact, the Eagles against the Texans. 29-17 win over the Texans. Before I give you my thoughts, what were your thoughts on the game further?
Just sticking in, getting it done. I was a little worried. We weren't being able to stop their blitzing. They were getting to Jalen Hurts all day. They found a way to break through our offensive line, but we still prevailed and figured out how to win this game, and that's what you have to do, especially in an away game on a Thursday night football. Things are going to be a little different. They're not going to be the normal Sunday 1 o'clock game, wherever it might be. But, you know, we stuck in there. We did the job. We got the points, and we did a great game. I think we did. Jalen Hurts showed up again. The team did quite well. A.J. Brown had a great day. Dallas Goedert had a great day. What is your take?
I feel like Jalen is continuing to turn some heads here. You know, he was getting hit a lot because the offensive line, the whole pass rush by the Houston Texans was red hot. But that also can equate to we didn't really have the players that we normally would have on that offensive line. But Jalen Hurts went 21 for 27, 243 yards, and two touchdowns. And this guy would normally, like I said, countless times, whether it's with Rob or last week on the show, Jalen Hurts would normally run in situations where he doesn't have to run. You've seen it countless times in this game against the Texans. He's standing behind the pocket when he has time, and he's reading the offense. He's seeing what's open, and he's making those throws. He never did that last year. Never.
Never.
But my biggest gripe for the Eagles would have to be their run defense. The run defense, they were running all over the defense. They were completely running all over this defense. And they really have to beef that up. But I also could give them a pass because they didn't have Jordan Davis. They won't have Jordan Davis for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
And we're having a hard time stopping that run, man. Our linebackers need to fill those holes.
Yeah, the
I
linebacker,
am worried.
the linebacking core has potential to do this, and they're not doing it. They need to
Right.
fill up those holes, and they have to get better at this run defense because they have all the potential in the world. Stop the run. They can stop the pass. They've seen it countless times. Gardner Johnson with a big interception, a few big interceptions, mind you, in this game. Bradbury with the game clinching interception late with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't allow the Texans' run game to run all over you like that, and that's what really kept it close because the pass defense was really good. Davis Mills only went 13 for 22, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, and one of those touchdowns was a fluky touchdown. If you ask me, it was really fluky because the guy was really covered well, but it was just a really good time pass and. He made the catch miraculously, but yeah, I really feel like there's a lot of holes with this team without Jordan Davis. The pass rush got to the Eagles a lot. They need to beef up that line. I know next man up, but the lack of depth on this team is really showing with those two issues. But despite that, they're winning games. And that's what a championship team should do. Despite the setbacks, you win games. And they're doing that. So, big win by the Eagles. I know it's the 1-6 Texans, but hey, great
what
win.
we just got to do is when you don't have Jordan Davis in, you have to start putting TJ Edwards right up in there. Yep. Especially bring your safety more close in, like the way Brian Dawkins used to play back in the day, where he didn't play back, he would play up towards the linebackers. When you see that they're running the ball 10 consecutive plus times in one drive, you think, hey, maybe we should bring Epps up to the linebacker line and start playing up. They're running the ball. Let's blitz. Let's get CJ Reddick should be attacking in these situations. Even though he did play good coverage, we did see Reddick does really show promise playing good coverage on as a defensive back. Just as well as he's doing, blitzing, getting to the quarterback. Reddick, we did see great coverage yesterday when he blocked that pass that could have easily gone for a TD, but it was going to be a first down, and we stopped it because Reddick got his hand on the ball and swatted it down.
Yeah.
So he does come in there, but when you see, like I said, they're rushing the ball 10 plus consecutive times, the next play is going to be a run right up the middle, and they did it over and over and over again on us, and I don't think we exactly learned from that mistake, and I hope that we do going forward. The good thing, though, is Jordan Davis will be back for the Titans game in December.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for us.
We saw Derrick Henry yesterday have a field day.
Lighted
up.
Is
a savage, dude.
He lights it up every week, and we
touches
need
that
Jordan
ball.
Davis.
He's getting more than a yard. He's getting 2 or 3 every time.
The man's a monster. He can run through defenders, not run past defenders, run through them. So, yeah. I feel like that's huge for us getting him back, Jordan Davis back. But without him, we're just letting teams through, and that's not what we need to do. We need and this all stems on the defensive scheme. You got to play the linebackers towards the line, plug up those holes.
Exactly.
And they're not doing it. They weren't doing it all game on Thursday night. So, but still, big win by the Eagles. And let's go on to the next here. Chargers and Falcons.
And Falcons.
Atlanta still is blowing leads. They had a 10-0 lead in the for that first quarter, and they allowed 14 straight in the second. And then the offense went quiet.
And Justin Herbert didn't have a particularly great day. He did have a good day, but he threw an interception. His passer rating was an 82. And before we move on to the Falcons, I want to say one more thing about Jalen Hurts. I have to say he won the day with a passer rating of 128. 2 TDs.
That's
I mean, we were talking about that MVP talk. He really is making himself look like a solid pick for that MVP talk. He's definitely top 3 candidate after this week. I think he won the week. He's going to play the Commanders next week. And if he plays like he did against the first time we played the Commanders, he's just making himself look even better.
Yeah. And the thing is, if he plays the way that he plays for the rest of this season,
Right.
doesn't matter if we go undefeated or if we go maybe 12-5 or something like that. He's MVP in my eyes. He's MVP. And that's if he plays the way that he's been playing all year for the rest of the year. El Capitan, what's up? But I feel like he's going to win MVP for sure. Right now, he's playing like he's on lock for MVP. And I'm happy he's proven the doubters wrong. That's what we wanted. We wanted a development out of Jalen Hurts. We were getting development out of Jalen Hurts. And I'm proud of the guy. But, yeah, Atlanta, back to the Atlanta game. Atlanta was winning 10-0 in the first quarter. Winning. And then they allowed 14 straight points in the second quarter. The offense just goes quiet. Yeah, they had the 7 points in the third quarter to tie the game. After that, nothing. The defense, atrocious, like they were the entire season. And like you said, Herbert didn't exactly play well. He had that interception. His passer rating was an 80. He went 30 for 43, 245 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Mariota played even worse. 12 for 23, 129 yards, and he didn't even get a touchdown or an interception. He played a bit worse.
I was just thinking, I don't know why right now, but just flashback where we were all Eagles fans before the Super Bowl. We were begging Chip Kelly to get Mariota. And Chip Kelly's response after the post-draft was, it was like going into a rich neighborhood, seeing the price tag and not even walking in because you're not even meant to be there. You can't afford something like that to move up to the first spot to get Mariota. And then I'm thinking at the time, what a waste it would have been to move up and get Mariota after everything I've seen from him thus far being in the NFL. He is not at all what we thought he was going to be in the NFL. He's been actually quite a failure. He was supposed to be so much better than this, and it's just disappointing after disappointing season and failure where we think this Mariota might get it done, and he's just moving from team to team now and just looks like he might just be a backup.
For me, I just laugh at that fact now because it was like we were the armchair GMs that wanted this guy, and I'm glad that was the one thing that I'm glad that Chip Kelly, yeah, and that's the one move that I'm happy Chip Kelly did not do was get Mariota. He did whiff, still getting like one of the worst. He had the worst draft. He kept getting worse and worse and worse when it came to drafting. He was not a good GM. Equally not as a good of a coach. Yeah, he had that 10-6 season, 2 10-6 seasons, but with a roster day, and he inherited that roster. So, of course, he was going to go 10-6 with that roster. But yeah, glad he didn't get Mariota because Mariota is a disappointment. Like you said,
my screen flashing, by the way, like flickering?
No.
Okay, good. It is on my screen, so if it's not and you don't see it, that's fine. Perfect.
Oh no, I'm not seeing screen flashes. You're good.
Okay, good. It's just on my end. I don't know what's going on.
No. But yeah, the offense just went quiet for the Falcons. And then one name comes to mind, a kicker that we had, I think like 2 weeks back, maybe? Week to 2 weeks back. Dicker, the kicker.
Yeah.
He comes clutch again. Not for us, but for the Chargers.
Yep.
Boom, kicks it right through. And this man deserves to be on a roster permanently. Put this man on a permanent spot. Yep. If you need a kicker, get this guy permanently. Just get him because he's a great kicker to have. I don't know why he's bouncing around the league the way he's been bouncing around.
Arizona needs a kicker right now. Well, they did when they had their injured kicker. but I think they're okay now because he came back. But
Yeah.
Arizona, keep your eyes open. He might not be able
Yeah.
to perform as well as he did with that injury.
Yep. So if you guys need a kicker, get Dicker the kicker. Now we move on to the Bears versus the Dolphins. The
Okay.
Dolphins beat the Bears in a nail biter, 35-32. What did you
Mhm.
think?
I tell you what, Justin Fields, 3 TDs, almost 107 passer rating, 60% completion. I mean, nothing wrong. I think definitely who was it said Chase Claypool was taken from the Steelers and now is on the Bears. And he did play this week. Am I correct?
Yeah, I don't think he played this week.
Didn't? Okay, I was just going to double check. You might be right. I don't think he did either. Okay, because I was thinking maybe that is why his stats might have been improved. But I guess no, he did play.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Targeted 6
Right.
times, recorded 2, only got 13 yards. But he did play something. It wasn't much, but so this once again leads me to the factor that Justin Herbert did this without even having Chase Claypool, really in the game, knowing what the playbook's like, what to expect, give him some time there. Chase Claypool is going to be a huge asset for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Could have possibly
a very huge asset
Dolphins.
for him.
And I don't know what's going on, but something with that Soldier Field, they almost have a home field advantage because they almost beat Miami. That's pretty good.
The thing is, just like in every sport, it's the crowd noise. It's the crowd. The crowd always hypes the players up. It always messes up the opposing teams. We've seen it in baseball. We've seen it in football. We've seen it anywhere. That Bears crowd is rowdy. We've known that they've been rowdy for the entire, time they've been in existence. They've been really rowdy. And that really hypes up this team, and that's why they're exponentially better at home. But Justin Fields had a field day, pun intended. 17 for 28, 123 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Honestly, I loved the development for this kid. I loved his development.
Tua was just a little. He was better. He had 3 TDs too, over 300 yards passing, 135 passer rating with 70 completions. So it was definitely a great game. If anyone watched it, I tuned into it because it was actually quite. And I'm a huge Khalil Herbert fan. That running back's going to be promising, man. Herbert just came out of the woodwork as a rookie, and he's just showing up that he's meant to be even better than Montgomery.
Yeah.
He's starting more than Montgomery.
Mm-hmm. He is. He had a really great day too. And that's part of the reason why, this was such a phenomenal game. Also, the fact that the Bears offense, they really heated up to get back in this game. And also Justin Fields, man, you guys got yourself a quarterback in Chicago. All you need is to help him out with that offensive line. That's all you really need. You got the pieces around him to succeed. You need to just beef up that line so he can stop taking hits game by game by game. But at the end of the day, it's still Tua time in Miami. At the end of the day, it's still Tua time.
I'm seeing here, actually, they barely rushed, and they barely used Montgomery and barely used Khalil Herbert. I'm looking at the stats now. Montgomery got 36 yards total rushing, 14, and Khalil Herbert only got 23. Khalil Herbert got more yards on kick returns with 30 that game. So it makes me wonder if Miami's defense was able to contain the running, and why were they not able to get the run going? And maybe they should have used Khalil Herbert more. I don't know.
I feel like they should have used Khalil more, but I think they were like over reliant on the passing game a bit.
Yes,
so I looked at highlights. Because I looked at the highlights, and they were both like reliant on the passing game more than the run. So I don't really think that it was the Miami's run defense. It was more so they were heavily reliant on the pass because the pass was working a lot more than the run was on those few occasions.
And shout out to Randy. Thank you, Randy, for coming in, man. You've been here the whole time.
Yes.
So shout out to Randy. Next shift, you've been great. Thank you for
Yes, thank
sticking
you
in, everyone in
guys.
the chat. We appreciate you. I think we're only 2 away from 200 on
Yeah.
Hardcore Sports. That's crazy. So make sure to give a like and a sub.
Yeah, thank you guys. Next up we have a game I really don't want to talk about, but we got to. Bengals versus the Panthers. This was a blowout loss for the Panthers, and yeah.
Yeah, the
Uh,
Panthers again, failure.
I didn't even write down the score. It was so bad.
Yeah, I picked the Bengals on this one for sure. I just had a good feeling
Oh,
with
Raphael,
Joe Burrow.
thank you, brother. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ralph. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so
Baker
much.
Mayfield, is he the guy? I don't know. 14. I mean, he had an okay game, going 14 for 20, 155 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But I don't know. I really don't. The Bengals and Jaguars both had blowouts. This week. Joe Burrow went 22 for 28, 206 yards and a touchdown. But let's talk about this Carolina defense. They are
Okay.
an absolute dumpster fire on that side of the ball.
Yes.
A dump. A far cry from that 2015 team that they had. Far cry.
Oh, yeah.
They were just absolutely atrocious.
Well, you have to also remember Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. I mean, yesterday he put up 110 passer rating. He got 1 TD, over 200 yards passing, and close to 80% completion. I mean, Joe Burrow is going to be a future contender.
Yeah, he is.
Someone to talk about in the future. I'm not going to say elite. I don't like throwing that word around, elite. A lot of people like throwing elite around the first 2 years a guy's been in. Elite, I need to see more than 8. I need 8 or more years to find out if we have an elite quarterback here.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's on the road.
You can most certainly make the case that he could be elite, but you got to give him time, and you got to give him a line too. That offensive line is still bad.
And you know what? Not many people have been talking about this. He's unlike those Oklahoma Heisman Trophy winners that go into the college like a Sam Bradford and just steal money and then don't do shit in the NFL. At least Joe Burrow can actually say, I won a natty. I'm the best. And literally, and is proving it still in the NFL. Unlike some quarterbacks.
You know what? He can't touch Mr. Sammy Sleeves because he's way better than Sammy Sleeves.
And Baker Mayfield. He's one of the
and Baker Mayfield.
Same team, same Heisman Trophy winner, same school in college.
Oklahoma cannot birth quarterbacks in the league. They can't.
They can do good in college.
The only Oklahoma quarterback that they've been able to birth was Jalen Hurts, and he was an Alabama guy. For crying out loud, they stole the guy from Alabama. So you can't really, say that they can, develop a quarterback in their college system. They can't. But yeah, Carolina's defense was just atrocious. And I don't want to talk about the score of the game because I didn't write that score down because the game was so bad. I just wanted to get through that game. But we've got the Packers versus the Lions, and this was a really low-scoring game. The Lions beat them 15-9. What did you think? Because I got a lot to say right now.
Well, I tell you what, Aaron Rodgers had a very bad day. 3 interceptions, only 1 TD with that missed field goal. He only racked up a 53 on his rating and only completed 53. Horrible. Aaron Rodgers and you know what I don't understand is the Lions defense is like absolutely the worst team in the league for allowing points. And for them to contain Aaron Rodgers to only 1 TD and to get 3 interceptions, the Lions defense just came out of nowhere and had just a field day, just a great day for the Lions defense. Where's this been? How did they change? I don't know what they did, but to stop Aaron Rodgers and to get 3 interceptions, I hope that's what the Eagles do when they come to Philly.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
how they went to Detroit and they got their asses whooped. I hope when the Packers come to Philly, it's 4 interceptions and give Aaron Rodgers. I'll give him 1 TD because he is going to get a TD on the Eagles probably. But I just hope
1
our
TD if he's
defense does
lucky.
that.
Yeah.
Because if the Lions defense can do that, now I have real high hopes for the Eagles defense coming up here against the Packers.
Yeah. And honestly, I got to say this too. Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season, please retire. Your career's a wash. It's done. It's over. Compete. It's done. You as a quarterback this year has been absolutely
You know what
atrocious.
I think it is? I think it's him microdosing on acid or something like those people do on the West Coast. I think it was like his girlfriend or something. Dude, I'm telling you, the owner of Twitter's doing it too. It's like they're micro dabbing little bits of acid or something. I don't know what they're doing over there, but it's called microdosing. I've never heard of this before. And they're like basically buzz tripping. I don't know. That's what
Is
Aaron
that why he
Rodgers
looks absolutely zonked all the time when he walks
Yeah, and
into
he's
the
got
field?
long hair and he's doing this like hippie thing going on, and he's just out of it. He's just out of it.
It seems that way because it seems like he's zoned out half the time when he's on the sideline, and he's missing throws that he should be making, and he usually does make.
Yes, yeah, right here it says he's continuing his microdosing, taking small amounts of liquid psychedelics, and he continues to take it.
This dude's seeing colors.
And he says he's using it for
stuff.
his PTSD, anxiety, and his alcoholic addiction treatment. Wow. So
Dude,
Aaron Rodgers
at least don't use before a game. Like what?
Dude, that stuff lasts like 12 hours, man.
Still, what are you have no you literally have no business using acid before a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like even 12 hours before a game. Don't use that crap because it's gonna mess with you, and it's already messed with you all year. And at this rate, if you're gonna do that, retire. Like I said, retire. Because and also I don't know what it is, but he has this animosity towards the team. If you can't tell, throughout the entire year, and parts of last year, he was mad that they got the quarterback last year that would potentially replace him. He ain't replacing him. He's terrible. Jordan Love is bad. But
I mean, Aaron Rodgers still puts up the numbers. He did not this game. This is the worst game I've seen Aaron Rodgers put up in a long time.
Yeah, he had he was the worst game of his life. But it was he has this weird animosity. Now he has this animosity towards the receivers.
Him and the dude who's the guy who owns Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Him and Aaron Rodgers are so freaking alike. And the reason why I say is they get the weirdest fucking girlfriends, dude. I think they're bad influences on them too. These rock star, club swinging, hanky panky girlfriends that get around. And I don't know, man. I think they're just bad influences on both these people.
The thing is though,
and it's really bringing Aaron Rodgers down.
Yeah, he went from what's her face? I forgot her name.
Danica Patrick.
He went from Danica Patrick to
driver.
Yeah, he went from Danica Patrick to I forgot.
Now he's with some Shailene Woodley, whatever.
No, he got dumped by her.
Oh,
He done. He then she dumped him. Then he was with the actress, not Shailene, but somebody else.
I don't know. Then I don't know.
She dumped him, and then he was with Shailene. She dumped him. It's he's the problem in relationships,
right?
And now,
what up, halftime? How you doing, man?
What's up, halftime? But not only does he have a crappy love life, now he's got a crappy relationship with his players,
Right.
his coaches. It's like everything is just crumbling for the guy. And now it's coming to light that he's taking acid. Like, come
Right,
on.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's microdosing. I've known that for like a couple years now, and he won't quit. And I don't know what it is. Like it's just like a West Coast thing going on. And you know how Aaron Rodgers is from the West Coast. He
Yeah,
he played for
he's
Stanford.
that
He's a
LA
West
kid.
Coast kid, so it
Yeah.
makes sense. So
It
I
does.
think
It really does.
they're just wondering if that's what he did before the game or like the night before, so he could sleep and woke up and he was just still out of it or something.
That's
We'll
what I
never
feel
know.
like happened. That's what I feel like happened now because it's like he's living that,
That is just
Hollywood lifestyle of drugs and all this other stuff.
like Aaron Rodgers is like Tom Brady when it's like throwing interceptions. It's very rare, and if it does happen, it's only one a game. And I'm looking even at stats right, like for years, it's just one interception. And this
Yeah.
to have three, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
wow.
Next game. Moving on. Next game, we got the Raiders and Jags, and the Jags beat them 27 to
the
20.
crappiest game of the day.
Oh my gosh!
The two worst teams, both
Good
2-6.
lord! Good
Or 2
lord!
and
I'm still calling. I'm still gonna call Trevor Lawrence a bust. For one,
I'm
He
still
only
giving him a
beat-
chance. I'm still giving him a chance. I think
I want to as a Clemson guy, but it's
Mhm.
becoming harder and harder week by week.
you just
It's
got to
becoming-
give that team more time to build around him, man. That's
Yeah.
really all it comes down to. You've also lost coaches in the offseason. I know one, you've lost your tight end coach that's now at Virginia Tech. That, those little type of things really hurt for Doug Patterson starting out as a head coach there. Now he's got to fill in these positions, in these coach positions, to then allow to draft for your coach to get someone that he wants on his team.
Yeah.
So, they're still in a rebuilding phase. Jaguars obviously are looking better than the Raiders because they won.
Speaking of head coaches,
what is going on over there, man?
Speaking of head coaches, McDaniels has got to go.
Got to, dude.
He's got to
is
go.
he not fired
man-
yet? I thought
No,
today
he's
was
not
the
fired
big
yet.
news.
He's still there. He is still there.
Dude,
And this team is what, 2-6?
right.
He's still there. He should have been fired weeks ago.
Bart
But,
Davis, grow a pair of balls like your father and fucking fire the dude. Come on,
Mr.
man.
Coconut Head, fire the
Really,
guy.
dude. Fucking ginger.
Dude, the dude has a
Grow
bowl
up,
cut.
man.
A bowl cut. He looks like he has a coconut on his head. Mr. Coconut Head,
Yeah.
fire McDaniels. And it sucks that you had a great
Al Davis would never allow this.
No, Al Davis would not. He's do no nonsense. You're like all nonsense. So yeah, but they should have kept that guy. I can't pronounce his name because I'm not announcing his name. That interim coach from last year.
Mhm.
But they didn't. They let him go and they signed McDaniels. Big mistake. And I really earlier in the season, I really wanted to give McDaniels a chance. I questioned the move. I'm like, I'm gonna give this a chance. Could be better.
Mhm.
Same guy he was in Denver. Same guy he was in Denver in 2009 and 2010. Same guy. So he should be gone at the end of the season, if not this season.
And who was the Patricia? Wasn't he the Lions coach?
Matt Patricia,
That was also
yeah.
from the Patriots. And once again, it just showed like these coaches that come from Belichick, that work under Belichick, that go off like I said, Patricia to the Lions, and he did nothing for the Lions. Now they're, now they're even in more shit. It's just showing here with this coach over here at the Raiders that these coaches that work under Belichick are not as good as Belichick. It literally is Belichick football over there. That's the coach you want. You don't want Belichick's backups. It's kind of like Alabama with anything under Nick Saban. These coaches that try to, like the offensive coordinator that went off and now he's coach and he's not doing so great. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and you said it best, Speedy Eagle. Josh McDaniels is
What up, Speedy?
Josh McDonald's. I just read that.
Yeah, he's got
Josh McDonald's
You know what's
is terrible.
crazy? He might just end up back in Patriots. Belichick.
He might just end up as their O coordinator. He's good as a coordinator, but he's terrible as a coach. And speaking of that, let's go to the next game: Colts versus Pats. Here's another guy who's a great coach for like another position or another positional coach.
Yes.
Great at that. Great at that. He was a great quarterback coach. He's a terrible head coach. And that's Frank Reich. He's bad. He's bad as a head coach. It shocked me because I thought he had potential to be a good head coach, but the way he's handled the situation, let's bring in Carson Wentz.
Real quick, Frank Reich got fired.
What?
He got fired today.
Yes,
wow.
I was definitely going to talk about that too. I was definitely going to talk about that.
He got fired today, and Jeff Saturday is it.
Can I just say one thing since we're talking about the Colts now and we're talking about Frank Reich? And Frank Reich was part of the Philadelphia Eagles year where we won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. And Mitch is right. Why did not Frank Reich yet use Nick Foles this season? And watch when they use Nick Foles, they're going to turn into a winning team. I don't know why they're using this Sam Ellinger. He's put it up a 45 passer rating. He threw 0 TDs, 1 interception. He barely got over 100 yards passing and 51% completion. He's horrible. Get Nick Foles in there. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I blame Frank Reich. I can see why Frank Reich's fired because Frank Reich is the guy who worked around Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl. Why are you not putting him in?
Hey, guys, really quick. We just got another sub, so we need one more.
Woo! Oh, come on, people. One more.
That's what's up. Thank you, everybody.
But, I have to agree with you. Why are they putting Ellinger in over Foles? Foles was the second guy on that depth chart. Why are they putting Ellinger in? And I feel
my thing is maybe they're just trying to give him a chance, see where it will go. But my thing is when you have someone like Nick Foles, and he's won a Super Bowl, I don't understand why you don't. Because watch, they will now that Frank Reich's fired, they'll probably put him in, and then they'll start winning, and I'll be like, "Told you so, everybody."
And I'm glad that Frank Reich gets fired because, let's trust a guy who's washed up since it hasn't been good since 2017. Let's put a guy who's past his prime, who hasn't been good.
Yeah, and Matt Ryan's is out. He's not even playing, right?
Matt Ryan's out. He's benched.
Yeah, and Jeff Saturday, the old offensive lineman for the Colts, is the interim head coach. Jeff Saturday.
Right. Because he was the next in line because he had some special perk for being a member of something from the Colts.
Yep.
But Jeff Saturday is appointed new head coach, and like you said, watch him use Foles. I just said that.
He's just sitting back like this, going, just let me know when you're ready. I'm just here with a smile, whenever y'all call me. Because you know how Nick Foles is. He's just such a humble person. He's not going to be the guy to stand up and be like, put me in, coach.
Yeah, he's not gonna stand up, get into a coach's face for not being used.
Yeah, and what's crazy is he knows that's because Nick Foles knows he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to know it.
He's like, I know what I can do. He's like, I know I can do. I'm a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I know what I can do.
Spee, I was great that we know that they have Matt Ryan's, but so far what I've seen from Matt Ryan's this year was not very impressive.
No, far from it, honestly.
What was that one game against the Jaguars? He threw 3 interceptions, and then he threw 2 against the Broncos and another 2 away against the Titans. He's just throwing too many away. He reminds me of a Brett Favre or a Carson Wentz.
He kind of reminds me of Brett Favre. He just hacks him up.
Throws it away. We'll throw it as many times, even though we get 2 or 3 interceptions. But that's the thing. He doesn't make up for the TDs.
No, he doesn't. That's different because Brett Favre would make it up for the TDs.
Right. Exactly.
He would make it up, and he would play better. Look, I got to clean that up. Let me play better. And he played better. That's why he's a champion. And Matt Ryan's not.
Right. Because there's games where he doesn't even score a TD at all, and it's just don't understand. He did. I will have to say, because he was new this year. He started out very slow, and and then by the Vikings game, his passer rating did improve and started getting in the hundreds again. But then it slumbled down again back to the 80s and the 70s, and his passer rating, and that's not good. You can't be consistent in the NFL.
You got to consistently post 100 passer rating if you want to succeed in this league.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Matt Ryan.
It's a passing dominant league.
Yeah, this is a passing league now. This isn't just like in the 90s and the 80s where it was a run first league. This is the 2020s. This is the pass first league. You've got to have 100 plus rating if you want to succeed in this league. Yeah, I'm glad that Frank Reich got fired because he does it yes, he's a great quarterback coach and he could help develop a quarterback. But when you're relying on washed guys, old guys, it's not going to work for you. Use a guy like Foles or use a guy like they should have really – what really messed them up and what set them back was the whole Andrew Luck scenario. That's the first thing that messed up. That was the first time in the fall. Then you had a really bad time with Carson Wentz, the whole Carson Wentz thing. That's where you first messed up for Frank Reich is when you said let's put trust in Carson Wentz.
Frank Reich just needs to go back to offensive coordinator.
He was a quarterback coach. He wasn't an offensive coordinator. He was a quarterback coach.
Oh,
for the Eagles. Our offensive coordinator, I forgot who the offensive coordinator was in 2017, but he needed to go. He needed to go back to that.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, my computer's being really slow right now. Give me 1 second. Just continue on talking. I'm having trouble here.
But yeah, I was just saying I forgot who the O coordinator was for the Eagles back in 2017. But he needs to go back to being a positional coach.
It was Frank Reich. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Frank
know why.
Reich,
Somewhere I read.
2016 to 2017.
Somewhere I read he was a quarterback coach. I got that one wrong.
He was a quarterback coach with San Diego Chargers 2013.
Oh, okay.
Then moved up to.
That's where I got that.
Yeah,
he was O coordinator.
He started out as a quarterback coach with Indianapolis Colts 2009. That's why they brought him back. Was because originally when he was on the Colts, he was a quarterback coach long ago, 2009, 2010. So that's why they brought him back. They said, he did so good as an offensive coordinator with the Eagles and won the Super Bowl. Maybe we could put him as a head coach.
Most of the time it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. Because look at Doug Peterson. He was a good coordinator, and then he was also a great coach. Some of these pieces work as head coach. Some don't have the credentials to be nothing but a coordinator.
Nick Sirianni is
Sirianni has the credentials.
Yes,
Sirianni has the credentials.
He's definitely
Frank Reich.
Thompson.
Yep, Frank Reich. He doesn't have the credentials. He's not a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good coordinator, not a good coach.
But I think Howie Roseman's got this weird tactic that he developed where we sign these 1 year, 2 year deals and nothing long term. And it makes me wonder how we're going to play this into Jalen Hurts' contract. Because I don't think it's going to be this 8 year, 10-year deal or even a 6. I think 4 at the most.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to give him a hefty. Yeah, I don't think he's going to give him a hefty deal because they did that with Carson Wentz and that backfired.
Mm-hmm. That was a 4 year. Yep, 4 year, and after we got rid of him, we said, "Yeah." I'm glad it wasn't more than 4.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't more than 4. But don't give him like. I mean, I would give him more years for less money than less years for more money because that's what really hit us hard. Was that contract with Wentz? So I would give him more years and less money.
That's right. We did. I'm correct. Sorry. For some reason, I thought I forgot. Yes, it was a 4 year, $128 million contract. Yes, I remember. It's like you almost want to forget about Carson Wentz. He's like your ex-girlfriend. It's like I don't even want to think about that right now, you know?
But she keeps coming back.
Yeah, Carson Wentz coming back. Well, he's not going to be back next week. He'll be on the bench.
Nope. Well, which sucks because like in a relationship that goes wrong, you don't get closure. And we're not going to get closure.
Why is Carson Wentz out right now?
He had an injury, I think, like a foot injury or something, like a leg.
Okay.
I don't know what got
Do you
hurt,
know
but
how
he got
long
hurt.
his injury will be?
A few weeks, I think.
Will he be playing? Oh, 4 to 6 weeks. So
Yeah.
he won't be playing with us.
No, he won't. So we won't get closure.
Yeah,
But,
we're playing Taylor Heineke. So can someone give me a Heineken?
Dude, I was gonna say that. I was gonna make a joke. I'm like, we're playing a guy that's equivalent to a beer. He's equivalent to a beer. Stale.
Strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Stale, green, and terrible.
Further, that was good.
I'm not
That was
really
good.
like a Heineken fan.
I'm more of a Bud Light guy than anything.
I'm Budweiser. I like heavy Bud.
Yeah, I'm not.
King of
To
beers.
me, I'm more of into like the light beers. I'm not into the heavy, stronger beer.
Or if we're talking
But-
like German, I'll go Belgian and stay like Beck's.
Right.
Beck's is my favorite.
But since we're talking about the Commanders, roll the clip, Mitch. Roll the clip.
Mitch.
Mitch, roll the clip, buddy.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
I had to do it.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
You had to do it twice.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
All right, for shits and giggles, one more time.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
Okay, we had the Vikings and the Commanders. The Vikings look.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
All right,
Come
go.
on,
We got
man,
it. All right,
let
we
me
got to
get through
move
it.
on. We got to move on.
All right, I'm done.
Have fun, my dude. You played it like
Got a
5
basketball
times in a
game.
matter of like a few
I'm
seconds.
done. I'm done.
Oh my god, that killed me.
Or am I?
That killed me, bro.
That song's
the
been
Vikings-
stuck in my head all week.
It's stuck in my head right now. But the Vikings really looked strong in this game, and the entire season. And Washington still sucks. Enough said. Do you think the Vikings could be contenders?
Commanders be a contender.
No, the Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings. I think they could be a contender in the postseason, but we all know the Vikings in the postseason, they just can't get it done. They can't get past the NFC Championship game. I think that they're the closest opponent right now on the NFC East side that I'm thinking will be our opponent in the championship game if it's not the Cowboys.
Yeah.
For some odd reason this year, I really have this expectation that we're going to be like, and I predicted this before the season started. Do you remember in 1980? It was actually 1979. Going into that 1980 Super Bowl where they pointed at the finger and they said, "We want Dallas." It was at the divisional because they wanted Dallas at the Vet right here. We want Dallas. We are going to be doing that chant this year at the Link. We want Dallas. I guarantee you it's probably going to be a Dallas Eagles NFC Championship game. We're going to kick their ass with Dak Prescott. There will be no excuses, and we're going to get to the Super. If the Cowboys can win a game, that's if.
You know, I'm going to do you one better here. I'm going to do you one better. I want Dallas.
The Cowboys. I would love it because then
I
they
want
put that shit to bay and be like, it's 2 times now, bitch.
I want Dallas in the divisional round, and the Vikings again in the championship.
In the championship, okay, I'll take either or. I really don't care. I'll take.
Let me
the Vikings in the NFC champion. I totally think we're going to beat them.
Let us dismantle Dallas. Dismantle Dallas. Good evening, Earl. But just dismantle Dallas. And then going in, I know Vikings fans are gonna pull the same stuff they did last time when they defaced the Rocky statue with their gear. Let us blow them out again to go to Super Bowl. Let us do that. But in this game, I didn't even write the score down. I was so bored, mind-numbingly bored from this game. The Vikings obviously won, and yeah, it was bad. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. Now next we have the Seahawks beating the Cardinals 31-21. Man, Geno Smith is that dude this year. He is. He's proven himself week in and week out that he could be a really good quarterback in this league.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten chances, and he hasn't been that good in all those chances. But this year, he showed up, showed out. He had something to prove, and he is proving it. He went 26 for 34, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Really good numbers, solid numbers.
How you doing, Earl? Good to see you. I hope you're having a great day, man.
Yeah, I hope you're having a really tremendous day.
Earl, we're one away from 200, bro. We're one away from 200 subscribers. One more.
Brother.
One more. We're at 200, man. And thank you for everyone in the chat and participating.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Everyone here, thank you so much. It's been
thank you to all 199 of you who. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah, but this NFL to this week was just the matchups. Just in my opinion, besides the Eagles game, of course, because it's the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to be biased. But every game really this week was really boring. I will have to give some props to the Titans versus Chiefs game going to overtime. That was quite entertaining for a prime time.
That was one of the best Sunday night games.
Close at all. I thought the Chiefs had that one by a landslide because I picked the Chiefs to win. So I was literally like, I just need them to win. I don't care how they win. And they were losing the whole game. So I'm glad they won because I needed that for my pick'ems. But that was just a great game in general, the way it played out into overtime. But every other matchup, I think this week, and I think including tonight's game that's about to be on, I think is just a bore fest. It was just a really boring week of NFL football matchups.
It has. And I'm going to get to that Sunday night game because that was one of the best Sunday night games that I've seen this year. And I just loved it. You know, I was really invested. Yeah, I had to stop watching because I was streaming something else with a buddy of mine talking about the Phillies and the Astros in the World Series, which was like very exciting stuff. But yeah, I was really pleased by what I saw when it came back. I came back and it was in overtime. I'm like, oh my God, it was great.
I hate the Astros.
Dude. Listen, man, you have to give them props. You know, they beat us.
I did.
They beat us mightily, dude. And you can't not be upset about. We took out
Zach Wheeler for no apparent reason.
They did. They messed that up. They messed that up. But nothing you could do now. But back to the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Kyler Murray went 25 for 35 with 2 touchdowns and 175 yards. But that Arizona defense allowed 421 yards. Abysmal job by that defense. But what did you think about the game?
What game? I'm sorry.
Seahawks and Cardinals.
Seahawks. All right. I picked the Cardinals actually to win this. I was actually surprised it was a home field advantage for the Cardinals, and they failed me. The Seattle Seahawks really showed up with Geno Smith, really played out and had a great game, and is really looking. They're actually talk about Geno Smith being an MVP candidate this year. I was shocked. That's really in the news today was Geno Smith's in the talk for MVP. I can't believe that still. I don't see that still. But I will say Geno Smith is really showing all the haters up. He's doing very well. And you got to look at the Seahawks. You know, they have a great coach in Pete Carroll. Nothing wrong with their defense. They have that home field advantage, the 12th man, and them be able to go down to the Cardinals and get that victory just proves everything that I'm saying right. I mean, they're doing everything right, and I think their coach is great. He's really putting this team together after losing, Wilson and going to the Broncos. So You got to ask yourself now, what is going on with the Cardinals? Why are they not utilizing Zach Ertz enough? Why is their quarterback not rushing like he used to? What is going on over there? Why are they not allowing their field goal kicker to kick as many as they did last year? They just are not looking that great. AJ Green, where are you? What's going on? I don't know. I don't have the answers, but you got to ask yourself, what are they not doing right at the Cardinals that they did so great last year, but now they're just falling apart this year and not getting anywhere close to what they were doing last year. It's really kind of just and it makes me wonder, when the Eagles went there and faced the Cardinals, we barely almost got that win. And for the Seattle Seahawks go in and they dominate the Cardinals, no problem.
Yeah, that's what is iffy about the Cardinals, is that you don't know what's going on with them. You can see the potential.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray still puts up good numbers, but the problem is, and I think you answered your own question, Kyler Murray isn't running around the pocket like he was. He's not trying to get first downs with his legs as well as his arms. He's just trying to force throws that aren't there sometimes when, a run has to be in play for him, and he's just not doing that. And I think he should implement that dual threat offense that he did last year, and I think it'd be way better if he would implement that. But other than that, I think it also stems from their defense. Their defense only allowing over 400 yards
Right.
in this game, and allowing a lot of yards week by week by week. That's also an issue. What's up, Rob? But yeah,
what are you doing, Rob?
it just stems from that. It really stems from that. And the majority of the problem isn't just on that offense, it's on the defense. The defense is just that glaring hole in this team. But yes, you can make a case that, they're not utilizing Zach Ertz.
Right.
They're not AJ Green. I don't know where the guy's been for the last 8-9 weeks. Haven't seen a lot from him. D Hop being back really didn't change anything. There's just a lot of issues with this team, and it's up to the team to find it within themselves to fix these problems. And hopefully they do figure it out. We've got a lot of football left, so hopefully they do figure it out coming into this. But we're getting close to the end here. We're at like week 8, week 9. We've got a few more months left. We got December, January. We got the rest of this month, December, January, then we're done. We've only got a few months left of football. They've got to figure this out now.
Yep.
And if they don't, it's over. But next up on the docket, we have the Rams and the Bucks. 16-13 Buccaneers. What did you think?
Wow. I mean, I actually picked the Rams to win this one. Sorry. And Tom Brady had an awful day. I mean, he played awful.
I'm dropping him in fantasy.
There's Mitch. Mitch is
I'm dropping him in fantasy.
I wouldn't drop him just yet if you have a bye week. If you've already.
I already had my bye week.
Okay, then I could see you dropping Tom Brady for something else. I could see.
I dropped I dropped Kirk Cousins. So yeah,
he had a 79 passer rating, 1 TD, 280 yards passing with 62 on his completion percentage.
And put it this way: the one TD came in late in the game.
Right, it was the game winner. And
it came in late.
But the rest of the game, if you watch Tom Brady play, his breakup with Giselle, or whatever you call her, that model, is really affecting his performance. I've never seen Tom Brady throw. He couldn't even get the ball to his tight end. It was really bad. Like,
it was terrible.
Tight end was right open. Been like 10 yards there wide open, and he couldn't even throw it to the man's feet. It hit the ground. I was like, what kind of pass? And no, there was no pressure on Tom. Usually that's when Tom will throw those ground balls because he's getting in pressure and knows he's about to get sacked. So he throws it right to the ground. That's what Tom Brady is. He's a very smart quarterback. This was just the very next play. he's I think it was God, what was it? Who was his wide receiver? The guy Evans, Mike Evans.
Mike Evans,
He's wide open for a first down. No one even near him, and he throws right to his feet. He did catch the ball, but Mike Evans was like as close as his hands could be to the ground. It was lucky he even caught it. And it's like, why is Tom throwing low and high balls all game today? He's not looking like he's on point. Tom looked very off, very bad. And then what's up with Stafford? It's funny because Mitch just said he's dropping Tom Brady from his fantasy. I'm about to draft Matt Stafford because I just had my bye week and I don't see myself using.
Hey, I'll take Stafford.
You can take him. He sucks. I don't think you realize he's worse than Tom Brady.
Yeah, he played worse. He's played worse, man.
You don't want Matt Stafford, dude. Even though yesterday he did put up an 80 completion, which is only less than 0.3 than Tom Brady, because Tom Brady put up a 79. Same as Brady, 1 TD. He put up less yards than Brady. He had 165, but his completion rate percentage was only a 48. So Tom had a lot better completion ratio, but Matt Stafford can't connect with his wide receivers. He can't. He's awful. And the team is just having a meltdown. They're having a Super Bowl hangover from last year, and it is really showing.
Yeah. But back to Brady, yeah, there's like a billion distractions outside of football for him. And it's really affecting his play. He's been terrible all year.
Yeah.
And this whole thing with Giselle, it dragged on for months. Well into the season. He's
lost to the Steelers, lost to the Panthers.
Lost to the Steelers, lost to the Panthers.
What's going on?
Like everything outside of football is just affecting him mentally, and it's getting into his head. And I feel like he's just not himself right now because of this. And in order to for him to get back to his play, he's got to block it out. What is that, Mitch?
No, I just had to say something to further.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you, Mitch. What was it?
I said check your DM.
Okay.
Oh, check the DM. But yeah, he's been absolutely atrocious this season, and I don't see it getting any better. And now our favorite game of NFL.
I'm good, man. I'm good. No worries, man. We're killing it right now.
All right, sounds good, bro. Sounds good.
It.
And now our last game, our favorite game of the entire week. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs versus Titans. The Chiefs edge out an overtime win 20-17. Chiefs battled back from injuries and a 14-9 deficit. And the Chiefs keep finding ways to win.
Yes.
I'm impressed with this Chiefs team. They did not look good in that first half.
I want to start off by saying Patrick Mahomes did not have a great day at all. Just like Tom Brady we were talking about, Patrick Mahomes, wow, did not look good at all yesterday. He didn't look like he was even there. He looked like Aaron Rodgers, like he was just spaced out micro dosing or something, just out of it, for especially being a prime time game, a late night game, the whole crowd's behind your back, everyone's rowdy, and he just looked just like he didn't want to be there, like at all, like just sleeping. I don't know what got on. He started to get going obviously in the second half and stuff, but man, it took him a while. I mean, you got 1 TD, 1 interception. His rating was an 80. But he did pass for 446 yards, but out of that, his completion percentage was a 63. So I mean, he threw a lot and still got a lot of yards. So you have to give him credit where credit is due. He got 440 of yardage, but in the process had a lot of incompletions.
Yeah, he did. He had a lot of incompletions.
A little bit more than half were getting complete. Obviously, with 63%, you're only getting a little bit more than half. So Patrick Mahomes was just not himself. And like you
No.
said, he found a way to win, which is great. And that's what these Chiefs need to do to keep going. And, that's when Andy Reid needs to come into play. And I know we've known Andy Reid because we're Eagles fans. He's a very conservative coach. And he's very soft-spoken. He does raise his voice a little bit. He'll never yell, And this is one of those moments where you need to get Andy Reid to yell at Patrick Mahomes and say, "Wake the fuck up!" Like, come on.
Yeah,
It's
it was like he
football.
was.
It's in the Chiefs. You couldn't ask for a better game, and you got Tannehill beating us.
Yeah, it was like he was like half asleep. He wasn't awake. He wasn't playing well in that first half. That second half, he started to find his groove and get better.
Right.
They went to overtime. They won in overtime. But, Patrick Mahomes, you should not have another game like that. You should not.
Derrick Henry had a game of his life. 150
Derrick Henry just
averaged almost 2 TDs. Tannehill had 0 TDs, 0 interceptions, only 132 yards, but had a better rating than Mahomes at 83 and a better completion percentage at 65. I know it's only 2% more, but Tannehill had a better percentage completion than Mahomes yesterday for the little bit amount of yards that he did. But that's the thing with the Titans. They're just going to give Derrick Henry the ball and run.
Yeah, that's and the thing is too, Derrick Henry is going to rumble and stumble every single week, and he's done that all year.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I was just talking to you earlier about this. Thank God we get Jordan Davis back for that Titans game December 4th.
Yeah.
Thank you, because we really need Jordan Davis against Derrick Henry, because you saw again this week against the whole big bad Texans. Oh my God, the worst team in the NFL, running down our throat. 10 times, just ran 90 yards down the field, just ran all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
We can't allow that. Derrick Henry's gonna not. There won't be 10 consecutive runs. It'll be more like 5 or 6, and it'll be a TD Derrick Henry, because that's how good he is. He will get 6-10 yards average, like Miles Sanders is when every time he touches the ball on our defense. And we can't plug and stop the defense. We have to figure out a way to get to Derrick Henry. And that's a game I'm worried about. Another game I'm worried about is this game with the Colts coming up after the Commanders, right? And the reason why I say that is because I'm worried about their running back, who's even better, Jonathan Taylor. Why is he out right now? And is he going to be able to play against the Eagles? He has an ankle injury.
I'm not sure. I have to look at the injury report, because I didn't really have a chance to look at the injury report. But hopefully he's out for this. Hopefully he's out.
So no, I hope he's out. But I feel like when he faces us, it'll be his 5th week out in the NFL with this ankle injury. He might by the 5th week be able to play against the Eagles. So this will be a really hard game for the Eagles, because we are going into Indianapolis, and it's going to be at the Colts, and it's going to be a big game. And if Jonathan Taylor can figure out a way to get through us without Jordan Davis, because Jordan Davis will not be playing this game, we are in big trouble. This is my first real big worry game right now. But it's not that it'll be the Colts quarterback unless Nick Foles plays. Watch Nick Foles play. It'll be Nick Foles playing his old team. And they have a big freaking day, and it's Nick Foles showing up for the first time of the year. I don't know. I'm a little worried about the Colts, because it sounds like they're going to have a new coach. Where they're going to bring in their assistant offensive coordinator to be head coach.
Who knows? 'Cause right now it's Jeff Saturday, so I don't really know what's going to happen from here on. And
then again, I shouldn't be worrying about the Colts, because the Colts are so shitty.
Yeah,
but I am.
It's because of Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is that team, and that's the issue.
I know, and he hasn't played for 3 weeks. This is his 3rd week out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
But that was our show. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes, thank you, everyone. And did we hit the 200 mark? If not,
did we do it?
One away from 200. If you drop a sub, please.
We did not hit it yet. But we have 2 shows tonight. We have 2 shows at 8 o'clock.
All right.
One being the It's Real to Me podcast. It's a debut with Robert and Tyler. And then we got the Raw watch along with Jeff and Earl. So we have a double pack show tonight. And then tomorrow we got MK headlines with me, Further, Randy, and our special guest, Philly Sports Rap. So we got
thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler and Mitch, for bringing me on this show. And this is his first show, everyone. So this is an honor, man. I really appreciate it.
This is his second episode, but
this is my second show, but this is my second episode. But this is my first ever show alone. That was
yes. I gave him the opportunity. He's killing it. We have 8 to 9 likes. We had as many as 6 people in the chat.
Let's go.
So it was really great. So if you guys have anything to plug real quick before we head on out of here, because I'm getting hungry.
At 7:30, we have the It's Real to Me podcast season premiere coming up. A lot to talk about in the wrestling world. We've got the Raw watch along with Earl, and I agree with Earl. History will be made because the show has had 2 successful episodes. So thank you guys for that. And we have the It's Real to Me podcast at 7:30 and the Raw watch along at 8. So be there for both shows.
Yeah, we got shows all night on this channel, don't we?
We've got shows all night on this channel. So tune in to the Hardcore Sports Network and those channels.
Yeah, it's at 8 p.m. It's at 8 p.m. Tyler.
Rob, I thought. Oh yeah, we moved it to 8 o'clock. That's right. I initially said 7:30 to him, and then we agreed on 8. So yeah, it's 8 o'clock Eastern time.
We got a double header.
Turn on those notifications, sub and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any shows, because every show is unique, different, and you'll love it. I love every single different show of Hardcore Sports. I really do. What you guys do and bring to the play is just amazing. I only do the highlights and stuff, but all your shows I love, from wrestling to you're doing, what is it, UFC, the fights, and then we're doing football, basketball, we're doing hockey and baseball. I mean, it's just great. We're doing everything. So
covering all our bases, brother.
College. Get to college sports.
Oh yeah, college basketball starts tonight, baby.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm about to get off right now and watch college basketball, and then I'm going to have the Sixers on the other channel.
You can just watch me for the Sixers and watch me.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Just watch Mitch because the game won't matter.
All right, so we like to appreciate everyone for coming on to the channel for this show. Next week is Tyler's the Pigskin Recap episode 3.
And also, all the links are in the description, right?
Yep.
All the links for our shows are in the description. Check them out. Check us out. And I'm not into, compete with the Raw watch along. If you want to just step in for my show and watch the Raw watch along, it's fine. I don't mind that. I'm not into competing, so Earl, don't worry. I'm not
it's not a competition here. It is not.
No, it's no competition.
Guys, we'll catch you all later. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we are out of here, guys. Have a great night.
You're welcome.
And
brother.
by the way, really quick, Tyler, are you feeling oozy?
So I'm feeling very oozy, brother. I'm feeling very oozy.
All right, man. We are out.
Peace.